Hello, my name is Elberg. I work as a field epidemiologist for MSF, and I'm currently working in Bangladesh, in Cox's Bazar, to be specific in Kutupalong and Balukali camps. I think it's quite difficult to say what a typical day is, because there might be days in which you're going to be in the field doing data collection with your data collection team. There might be days in which you are training data collectors. There might be days in which you're going to a hospital or a health facility to check or kind of supervise the routine data collection. So it's quite field heavy. You might be spending quite a lot of time in the health facilities or in the communities. But there are also days in which you're spending the whole day staring at your computer, doing Excel or writing statistical program coding or doing analysis. I worked with other NGOs before, and I always heard it buzzing around that MSF was kind of the place to be if you want to do field epidemiology, because there's quite a lot of expertise, and because MSF works in places where other NGOs might not go. It's quite an interesting organization to work for and with as an epi, because it just gives you so much exposure to things that otherwise you would not be exposed to. They have a lot of expertise in-house, which has been very nice for me when I started working as in field epi with MSF, that there were the technical advisors that were based here in headquarters. Because sometimes when you work with MSF, you find yourself in the middle of rural DRC or wherever you are, and you might face certain questions that you might not always be able to solve yourself. And it's just nice that you have someone to discuss with and come to a conclusion. What makes it interesting for me is that I'm just learning every day, and also because all these individual people have different experiences, oftentimes either with MSF or with other organizations or with other life experiences, and everyone brings their little life experiences or their big life experiences to the table. So whenever there is a situation in work that you might face and you're thinking about, oh, I don't know how to solve this, and you talk to your colleagues, and either informally or formally or just whenever you're getting your Nescafe or something like this, everyone has their own perspective, and I think that's incredibly enriching. It was a really special thing, because it was so clear how important it was to do this vaccination campaign, and yet at the same time, we were also just having a very good time with the parents and laughing, and it was very nice. And it was also nice that the parents were really grateful, and there were lots of kisses, and it was a very special experience. As an epi, I think in general in this work, you have to be quite flexible. So flexible in terms of you have to be willing to relocate for your work, leaving your home and work elsewhere. But also, once you start working, you have to be quite willing to be quite flexible about your plans in your work. So working in South Sudan, for example, it's different from working in Amsterdam. And if you have planned a survey, it's very possible that you have selected a certain community, but on the day that you're planning to do the data collection in this community, there's a flooding, or there's some problem with the access to this community. So you have to be a little bit flexible in your head and be willing to be a little bit creative as well, to solve these issues, instead of just getting really hung up on this is the plan and this is how it has to be. And you do have to kind of recalibrate now and then. So you have to be able to do that and let go and be okay with things not being 100% perfect the way you studied it in school, because yes, you will be striving for that and you will always try to get that, but it's just not always feasible. I found that difficult in my head to merge those two things, but we're learning.